Jeremy, tell me about Katamari.
So, Katamari.
What the fuck? Have you been working on that this whole time?
No, I had that ready for hours now.
For audio listeners, Jeremy has overlaid. What is that? Is that? I don't know the character names.
Cousin or something. The character you play, the Katamari character that you play.
Yeah, there is a character overlay on top of Jeremy's face on the video.
It's very good. So last night I was working on. Anybody that's watching the video can see everything that is around the video background behind me, the frames. I redesigned the Minimap logo, which is not something I thought I was going to do this week.
You created a whole background moving image. Like, there's so much stuff going. Like, it needs to be said while you're saying this. Sorry, I have interrupted you, but you've done a crap ton of work, and it looks excellent. And I appreciate what you've done for this a lot. Pardon?
It was done very quickly. It shocked me how quickly it sort of came together, which I'm glad about. I wasn't toiling away, not knowing why it wasn't coming together. I sort of just tried stuff and then it like fell into place, which is great. It makes my life so much easier when that happens. Mm-hmm. I don't know what I did. I don't know how I did it, but I got there. It got to, I think I stopped at about 9:30 last night. And I was messaging you every now and
you sent me a message saying, okay, no more work.
Yeah.
And I've been telling you to like go easy on the work this week because you've been going hard.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, no more work. It was late. I wanted to just not work. And because I had my money making job today. And I was like, well, I need to sort of chill out a little bit. And I was like, shit, I didn't play anything this week. I didn't touch a video game.
Yeah, man.
For like the first time in a very long time. I haven't played a single video game all week. Mm-hmm. I was like, all right, well, that's not the worst thing in the world, because what I'm, instead of bringing to the podcast instead of discussion, would be the things that you are seeing, which in my mind was worth it. And I still think that's not invalid. However, I did think for a moment, like, I wonder if there's anything I can play just for like a couple hours, see how I go. And I was looking through my list of games, and there's a couple here and there. Like I played a little bit of Vampire Survivors, and I was like, yeah, but like I've spoken about that, and I don't really anything to say. Some other stuff. I was looking through Game Pass. It's like, oh, I found it. I found the one thing that I could play right now that is just going to be what I need. And that is Katamari Damacy REROLL, which is a remake of the first game.
I've seen that there a number of times and been like, I think I'd love this game.
Yep.
Doesn't feel like the right time yet.
Yeah, it was the right time. It was almost unpacking. But unpacking is like a bit more like I have to be in it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Katamari, it's just about feeling. So I was taking a little bit of notes, but I was getting a little bit tired. There was a couple of things that interested me while I was playing. I've played a Katamari game before. I played the one on the Vita, which I think is Katamari Forever, I think is what it's called. That might be a PS3 one. I don't remember which one it is. There was two things that really fascinated me about this game. One, I think Katamari might be like the perfect video game.
Whoa.
and
really? All right.
And I'm not saying that Katamari is a perfect video game, because I don't think it is. Okay. There are some things that it's a little bit clunky at times. It's like sometimes the character models are a bit like they don't quite fit, and like the story's a bit weird, and King Cosmos has got like a giant dick for some reason. like a David Bowie bulge. Like it's like really prominent. It's very odd. In a game like Katamari. But
some people they've just got him, you know.
I mean, look, they don't call him the king for nothing. Why I think this might be the perfect video game is that it is full of joy. Its music fucking rips. And it's just about doing like a single thing. It is just about rolling the ball and getting bigger. The number goes up, which is very important to all good video games. But you see the progression. It is just about consuming and getting bigger while extraordinarily beautiful music is playing. The world is bright and colorful and silly and funny. And then the timer stops and you make a star. And then you do it all again. It's a wonderful game. I beat it in one sitting.
Whoa,
It's
really?
not long. It's not that long. It's like I did like 10 levels. I played it for actually longer than I should have. I played for like 4.5 hours, which means that I went to bed at like 2:30 a.m. But like, there's a bunch of optional levels and then there's like the mainline levels. I did all the mainline levels and about 2 optional ones. It is just so delightful. It is so whimsical. There was I looked at my notes. There is a single note that I wrote, which I think is why I was so taken aback by this game, because you start off quite small, especially in some of the levels where you might start off as a 20 centimeter size ball, and you're rolling around picking up coins, picking up thumbtacks, cockroaches, ants, lint, paperclip. Then you get bigger into pencils and stuff, and you get a little bit bigger. You go into like a book, CD. Then you can go into like a chair, up and up and up, until eventually you're rolling up skyscrapers.
Yep.
And that's the game. But what is amazing is that like you remember the place where you started, and then suddenly you are rolling up way more than you could have even seen back then. But they do it so flawlessly. They do a wonderful job of making it feel natural. And you don't realize the things you're on. Like, you don't think about like the floorboards that you're on, or the bricks that are in part of the wall, or the table that you're rolling on while you're trying to collect coins. But later on, you're going to be rolling up that table and everything that's on it. And then everything that's on top of that, and everything that's like surrounding that and surrounding that. My one note here says, being bigger than the bridges we cross.
Being bigger than the bridges we cross.
Yes. That was a 1:30 a.m. note, but it was interesting to me.
Philosophical.
It is, because I remember there's a part where there's like 2 islands that I've got a bridge across them, and I was rolling over the bridge to get across to the other island and picking up a bunch of stuff, and then I rolled across the bridge back, picked up more stuff along the bridge, and then picked up some stuff on the first island again, and then I got to the point where I just picked up the bridge, and I was like, oh, video games are good. Video games are good, actually. Katamari is good. So yeah. Everybody that's out there listening or watching, treat yourself. It's a good day. Listen to the Katamari soundtrack.
Oh, the Katamari soundtrack.
So good.
Interesting.
So fucking good. I listened to it today at work as well.
Yeah.
Just the best.
Did it suit?
Always. It amazes me that there is not a million Katamari games. It is maybe the ultimate video game.
It is the perfect video game and the ultimate video game.
Yes. And you could have Katamari Lego. You could have Katamari you could have Star Wars Katamari. You could have Lord of the Rings Katamari.
Oh my god, you
Disneyland
actually could,
Katamari.
Though. Could you imagine Katamari in space? That'd be sick.
There is endless possibilities. I don't know why they haven't continued to make more. I mean, like, they still make more Katamari Damacy games, but like more.
Yeah.
You could have so many Katamari games.
Yeah, this could be like the Fortnite of roll 'em ups.
This is so dumb. I'm so glad we decided to do a video podcast.
Me too. I mean, we've thought of random things we could do as bits for a little while now. And this is a good one. It's very on brand for like your stream as well.
Yeah. Put shit in front of my
Random
face as a joke.
Yeah, totally. Just PNGs. Just stick it on top. I'll bring up the preview you've got of the stream so I can see the recording. And then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go back to single camera now so I can look at you. And then I click on me. And I'm like, ah! I get scared by myself.